Welcome to Michael Potts F1, everything Formula One, but from a photographer's point of view. Formula One is in its summer break. This is an opportunity for drivers to get out on their yachts and discover new parts of the Mediterranean. This is a great time for us to see how the season's developed. In this series of vlogs, I'd like to take a close look at each of the teams, having a look at each of the drivers, comparing them, and seeing which one is doing better in 2022. Here are some of my favourite photographs taken during the course of the season, and let me explain why I think those are interesting. If you're enjoying the summer report into the Formula One teams, please do like and subscribe. It's very helpful for me to grow the channel. Now we're going to be looking at Alpine. Alpine have risen to 4th place on the back of good results from both drivers. While they haven't scored any podiums yet this year, they've managed to accumulate 19 point scoring finishes out of a possible 26, which is an incredible result. The team are 4 points ahead of McLaren, but 99 points behind Mercedes. Still, the season has gone really well for Alpine so far. Really well, on track at least.
Head to head, Esteban Ocon versus Fernando Alonso.
Esteban Ocon is 8th in the driver standings, having scored 58 points in 10 races, compared to Fernando Alonso, who has 41 points from 9 races. In races where they've both finished, Ocon leads 6-4. In qualifying, however, Alonso leads 7-5, with Esteban not taking part in qualifying in Miami. They've both been ahead in one of the sprint races, but the two drivers are quite equally matched and have tangled a couple of times, notably in Hungary and in Saudi Arabia. Esteban Ocon. Ocon was a former Mercedes junior driver, but he's really finding his feet at the French team. He was a race winner in the Hungarian Grand Prix last year, and this year he's been one of the more consistent drivers. He doesn't yet have a car that can challenge for podiums, 5th place in Austria being his best result so far. He's managed to qualify 5th in 3 races this season. My shot is him coming out of the tunnel in the Monaco Grand Prix. The metallic blue pops against the black of the tunnel. Shooting up the hill towards the car gives you an unusual perspective. My next shot of Esteban Ocon was taken at Hungary during the 3rd practice session. The track was very wet at the start of the session, but now in the sunshine it was starting to dry, and there was this mist rising off it. It's creating a very interesting effect. If you look closely at his tyres, you'll see quite a pronounced tread. These are what they call intermediate tyres. In Formula One, you have 2 types of wet weather tyres. There are intermediates, like this one. That's used for light rain. They also have full wets, which are blue marked, and those are for much wetter conditions when there's a lot of standing water on the track. This is a very nice time to photograph, whether it's Formula One cars or anything really. The air seems fresher after it's rained. Everything feels a little bit crisper, and the light is often very beautiful. Esteban has a long-term contract with the team, and it's starting to gravitate more around him. It feels like he's been identified as a leader for the future. Ocon's had to work really hard at every level for his Formula One success, and it's great to start seeing his potential coming through. He needs to keep delivering consistently for the remainder of the year, and hopefully capitalize on those few races when opportunities present themselves. Fernando Alonso. Alonso has also been very consistent this year. However, a front row start in Canada must be his highlight. He's been really strong in qualifying, but he had 4 tough races at the start of the season. This means he's only 10th in the standings. His best result was 5th in Silverstone. My Alonso shot is one of him in front of the Blue Mosque in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It was taken as the sun goes down over the Red Sea and the sky is filled with golden light. I've taken the shot at a very high speed because they're flying through this corner. In post-production, I've softened quite a lot of the background, letting you focus on the car, darkening some of the shadows to create more contrast. This gives the shot a kind of cinematic feel. Here is another photograph of Alonso from that race. Here he is in a heated battle with his teammate Esteban Ocon. Alonso would come out on top in this inter-team battle, but unfortunately his car broke down before the end of the race, and he didn't score any points. In the photographs of Esteban, the car is a metallic blue, where in these 2 photographs of Alonso that I've shown you, the car is pink. The reason for this is Alpine ran a special livery design for the first 2 races of the year. Their cars ran in pink as part of a sponsorship with BWT Water, and from the 3rd race they reverted back to their metallic blue livery. There's one more shot I'd like to show you. This was taken from the drivers' parade at the Hungarian Grand Prix. While I don't know what was said, I like to think that this is the moment that Alonso told Ocon that he was about to leave the team and join Aston Martin, and that Oscar Piastri was going to leave too. That is entirely my speculation, but what does come across in this photograph is that Alonso does have quite a mischievous character. Fernando was expected to stay with Alpine in 2023. However, he wanted more than what they were offering, and instead he made a surprise, big money move to Aston Martin to replace Sebastian Vettel. This was the trigger to a series of moves in the drivers' market, which are still being played out today. This has left Alpine scrambling to fill his seat, while talented options are dwindling fast. Currently, they're probably having to choose between Daniel Ricciardo from McLaren Or rising Formula 2 French star Théo Pourchaire. He's currently contracted to Alfa Romeo, but I'm sure they could do a deal to get him onto the grid next year. There's still an awful lot that needs to be resolved before we have a full idea of who the drivers for 2023 will be. Thank you for watching my mid-season review of Alpine. How do you see the season playing out for Alpine? There's so much drama off track. What is the relationship going to be like between the team and Fernando Alonso? Will this affect Esteban Ocon in any way? Please let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch up on my review of the McLaren team, there's a link in the description. In tomorrow's vlog, we'll have a look and see how Mercedes are doing. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.